I like to call myself a lifestyle coach.
Lifestyle coach. What is
Yes.
that?
So similar to what Richard does, I help people with their fitness and mental health, nutrition. Yeah, I work one-on-one with all sorts of different people and just helping them become better versions of themselves. So this is my second year of Movement Ayahuasca. I've been working with Richard prior to that, working through some emotional traumas from my past. And then when he had Movement Ayahuasca come up, I knew I had to go. And the first year was such a great experience. I decided to come back again this year. And we've been working the whole year together. I expected to learn more about myself and become more in tune with my emotions. Some answers as to why I do the things that I do sometimes. Self-sabotage, just behavior patterns that I'd like to change about myself. So I was hoping when I came here to learn where they're coming from so that I could change them. I've become more kind and empathetic towards myself, less hard on myself, and more caring towards myself.
Has that increased, like from day one?
Yes. Describe how I felt. I guess I'm kind of confused how I felt since day one. Oh boy, I keep reflecting on last year a little bit here. Confused, but shortly after that, the answers were right there, if that makes sense. I had questions in the beginning of the day that I would ask myself, and then once the workouts began, the answers to those questions would start coming through the body. And so then the mind had its answer, if that makes sense. So I felt like my body and my mind started to make a connection with one another. That continued over into today as well. So yesterday kind of started off similar, like I had all these questions for myself, like when are you not being kind to yourself, or when are you not empathetic towards yourself? And then when we started the workouts, the voices would come up, the negative, the harsh words, the hard, like the beating myself up. And so when those words came up, I was like, okay, right now I'm not being kind or empathetic towards myself. I'm trying to make this harder than it needs to be. So I was able to bring myself to a place where I could allow myself to feel the kindness, feel the happiness. Yes, much more reflective. Especially after the workouts, Richard has us do the self-reflection, and when those thoughts are fresh in my mind and I can sit down with them, I think it helps me a lot. Otherwise, if you just finish what you're doing and walk away and go back to your daily routine, it's easy for that to just slip away and you fall back into your old habits again. That I feel good, that I feel happy. I love that I feel happy. My mind feels clear, not clouded. I'm not judging. I'm allowing myself to be proud of myself for all the accomplishments that I've had in life and not worry so much about everything I want for the future, but just be able to be happy with the progress that I've made so far. The toughest thing I had to deal with is myself, me being hard on myself and always making things harder than they have to be and looking at everything like it has to be some big challenge. My mind is creating more challenge than needs to be. So I was able to kind of flip the brain and look at things like this doesn't need to be a challenge. Just this can be pleasurable. Just allow yourself to feel it instead of avoid it, I guess. That the body holds so much emotion. The body has its ways of retaining information and feelings that can be from so long ago that you don't even know that they're in there. That's what I've learned. And those emotions will drive behaviors that carry into your life, behaviors that you want to change about yourself. And then we look for the answers in superficial ways, the addiction and things like that, when the answers they're within the body. You just have to kind of just bring the head and the body together. So become more present. Oh my goodness, it's so hard, especially in the world we live in today. Everyone's in such a hurry. Oh, it's terrible. The upcoming days, I want to have more presence in my life. I'm looking forward to being able to leave here and be proud of who I am today and be happy in everything. Just be more present no matter what.